is a dark place. I used to believe that there is no sure thing in this world. I believe things should be black or white. But if you're 5 years old, you know that's not the case. Nothing is guaranteed. And when a movie is called Barbie, there's no way I can believe it will be one of my favorite movies ever. But then I realized it was made by Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach, and everything has changed. Now that there is a glimmer of hope, then maybe it can be good, but maybe not. But it's Greta and Noah, so it should be good. And that has been the biggest drive that kept me going for all these months, just so I can see with my own eyes. And now I can finally say, thank you, Greta and Noah. Thank you.
Barbie. I'm pretty sure most of us are just interested in the movie because it's freaking Barbie in a mainstream blockbuster. And in this day and age where everything is either an adaptation or a sequel, a movie about Barbie definitely fits in the timeline. The world's most famous doll is getting a movie. It doesn't help that the most of these adaptations and sequels are complete trash. Nope, not gonna start another rant. I love this movie. We're not gonna sidetrack. And the confidence Greta and Noah gave me let me at least believe that there is a chance that a Barbie movie will not suck. And oh boy was I wrong. Never thought I would say this, but I'm so glad that I chose this movie over Oppenheimer. That sounds dumb, but it's true. That's how I feel. But that all could change after I see Oppenheimer. Christopher Nolan, there's no suspense, no surprise. It's gonna be a great movie. They didn't just go the easy route of making a very good love story either. They created a story that allows me to see them as a person by giving us a glimpse of their usual life, slowly being taken away from Barbie, so she is forced to change and evolve after a very hard and long emotional journey. We see how the world changes around her, causing her to get out of her comfort zone and trying to get everything back to normal. After she failed again and again, she finally hits rock bottom until those who had their life changed by her pick her up so she can change once again to make her world into something new. Her journey towards her decision at the end is really spectacular and touching. I was about to cry but realized I was looking at Barbie and I don't want anyone sitting beside me to look at me with a strange gaze, so I forced myself to not cry on the outside. Inside, a complete weeping baby. Ken also goes through an incredible arc. He starts out not satisfied with the purpose he was given and changes into a dickhead just to make himself feel better and alive, hurting those around him. And after realizing his error, he is finally able to understand that he can be anyone instead of following a mapped out path. And that sets him off to find himself. The ending is not as spectacular as Barbie's, but still a complete and amazing story. The movie is so much fun. The over-the-top setting and characters gave me the Tim Burton Elseworld story vibe. Everything looks so dreamy like a fairy tale, but so real at the same time. I always love that feeling about Tim Burton's film, and this one definitely has those. The set designs are all beautiful, and the Barbie land setting allows the film to create some really unique setting and leads to a lot of funny scenes. Everyone in the film is funny, especially Ryan Gosling. His battle with Simu Liu's Ken is definitely the funniest part of the film. They constantly battle over each other to be the better Ken is so much fun. No offense to Simu Liu, but he is going up against Ryan Gosling, but the film keep making Ryan the one who is constantly getting stepped on by Simu. Just ridiculously funny. Plus the charismatic performance by Ryan, it is just perfect. The third act is a big battle. Yes, there is a battle in a Barbie movie. Deal with it. Just wild stuff. The fairy tale elements are in full effect and it fits in with the tone perfectly. Loved it. The movie is mostly perfect, the tone is consistent throughout, the lighthearted characters remain a fairy tale while the dark reality is being watered down by the idiotic antagonist, which is an irony towards the main in Barbie land, but they don't really do a whole lot in the film. After they encounter Barbie that leads to a great and funny chase sequence, they are mostly just a side story that doesn't have any function or purposes in the movie really. Even in the end, they are still useless when I thought maybe they could make a little tied up with them, but they didn't do so. If you are a fan of Will Ferrell's comedy style, you will love this little psych story. I'm not a fan of his comedy, so I don't think he adds much to the film. Plus, his story being redundant after the chase doesn't help. Another thing that I don't like is a very niche thing, the narration. It's not a big thing, but I don't like narration when that doesn't have any meaning or purposes in the story. Maybe I'm just spoiled by Clint Eastwood, maybe it's not a big deal, but it is super confusing. Like, if it's the Barbie creator who played a big role in the film narrating the story, it would have been better, although still not making sense, but it isn't her. So other than me assuming it's someone in the film who has grown old telling the story, it feels like Greta and Noah really want that fairy tale style storytelling. It doesn't hurt the film, it actually made a pretty good joke, but just doesn't make sense to me. Great story, great characters, great acting, great casting, who is gonna argue about that? Great director, great score, great set, just great movie. And great song as well. It's Billie Eilish. What the hell do you expect? Another Oscars in the bag. It's Greta and Noah. If you are still skeptical, you need to find a therapist, okay? I have no idea why you would need my review on the film if Greta and Noah couldn't convince you. Go watch it. It's great. I remember when I was a child, I used to watch Disney Channel and Cartoon Network all the time. And there were a lot of 3D animated Barbie movies, and I don't know why I never played with Barbie dolls, but I just love watching Barbie movies. I had to watch in secret, always looking over my shoulder, afraid that my family was gonna walk into the living room and saw me watching them. Every time they bumped into me watching the Barbie movies, I just have to, flip through the channel and say, oh, it's just on TV. Now we have a live action Barbie movie that is amazing, and I'll watch it whenever I want, wherever I want, and nobody can stop me. And can we take a second to appreciate Billy and Phineas? Another perfect song. Not just amazing, perfect. Keep this on, they can literally win Best Original Song every year.
Move along.